Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The Royal Palm Beach Community High School administration, faculty, staff, and students welcome you to the commencement ceremony for the class of 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, this evening's ceremony represents the culmination of years of work and sacrifice on the part of our graduates and their families. And while this evening is truly about them, I would like to take time before we begin to thank some very important people. First, I would like to thank the parents of our graduates. Thank you for supporting your children throughout these years in school, and especially these 4 years of high school. And thank you for allowing Royal Palm Beach High School the honor and privilege of educating your child. I would also like to thank our faculty and staff members who have been so instrumental in the holistic development of our graduates and whose high expectations have been the catalyst in the success of this senior class. I'm grateful, and I'm sure you are too, for their dedication and commitment to Royal Palm Beach High School and to all of our students. I'm thankful for the fact that they have taken up the calling to be educators. At this time, we ask those who are able to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance recited by Palm Beach County Student Council President and Royal Palm Beach High School graduating senior Jaden Manuel, followed by the National Anthem.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets sprang clear, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Hello, and congratulations to the high school class of 2020. You did it. Own it. Be proud of it. You are a graduate of the A-rated school district of Palm Beach County, and that says a lot about you. And while we're passing around virtual high fives, let's reach out to your family and friends who are joining us from your home, online, or on TV this evening as we mark this milestone in your amazing academic career. They played a very big role in your success, and we applaud them. Seniors, although we are physically separated this evening, make no mistake, we are united in our admiration for your success. Class of 2020, let's get real. How remarkable and ironic it is that you devoted the last 13 years of your life to education, while some of the most poignant and everlasting lessons you have learned occurred over the past 2 months, during the final stretch of your high school career. The district's theme heading into the new year was 2020 Vision. Now that's ironic. 2020 Vision? Nobody saw this reality coming. A pandemic named Corona, or translated crown because of the way the virus appears under a microscope, changed life as we knew it. It may look like a crown, but let me tell you, It's been a royal pain. So let's reflect for a few minutes. For 13 years, you learned vocabulary. But again, some of the most memorable words or phrases you will never forget, you learned over the last 2 months. For starters, social distancing. As a society, we thrive on camaraderie, collaboration, and community. Think about that. The things you probably took for granted 2 months ago are now more important than ever to you. Being in a physical classroom on your campus with your teachers, classmates, and friends, sitting side by side. The loving hug of a grandparent that is just too risky to share right now. Going to the beach or the mall, spending birthdays together, or here's a big one, celebrating your graduation. Distance learning. If someone had said to you that you would be spending the last 2 months of high school in a Google Classroom, full-time from home, maybe even in your pajamas, you would have thought they were crazy. But that's exactly what you did. You and your teachers pivoted with remarkable dexterity and efficiency and just made it work. Essential workers. That includes our medical heroes and also the many other brave souls who didn't have the luxury of staying home. The people who we depend on day in and day out to stock our grocery store shelves, to deliver food and prescriptions, to serve the more than 2 million free meals that the School District of Palm Beach County has distributed to students since our schools closed on March 13th. Okay, in some cases, our heroes do wear capes. You, our esteemed graduates, are also essential. You are essential to your families, to your friends, and to the future of our country. You may feel isolated and frustrated right now, and that is understandable. But I also hope that you take great comfort in knowing that we are all in this together. Your lives will be forever influenced and many decisions shaped by this unprecedented global fight against coronavirus. These are not times to forget. Years from now, when you reflect, this just won't be a frightening time of inconvenience and uncertainty. You will view this as a challenge that you conquered. It's made you stronger, resilient. It's taught you the importance of fraternity, family, and friends. This collective disappointment that you and the entire global class of 2020 is experiencing is valid. You missed out on all of those rituals and traditions that many graduates before you probably took for granted. But I also believe that this current state may very well end up being your most profound catalyst for accomplishing great things. A springboard to your future success and how your journey will leave permanent footprints and impact future generations. You have the power to make sure that your children and grandchildren never experience anything like this. In the class of 2020, we have future doctors, nurses, scientists, and mathematicians who may very well develop the solution to eliminating future pandemics, or at the very least, make our world more fundamentally prepared for the unexpected. We have future business leaders and lawmakers who will demand more efficiency and oversight. You have future bankers and stockbrokers who will work amid a new economic and financial order. We have future educators who will teach in a whole new way while also reminding generations of students of their potential. They will deliver that lesson from the wisdom of knowing tough times and the experience that comes from adapting and rising to a challenge. I encourage you to channel any negative thoughts and use them as a source for motivation to set personal goals. Stay on course and use the redefined 2020 vision to be laser focused on discovering what will make you feel fulfilled, accomplished, and appreciated. If you believe in yourself, if you remain true to yourself, continue to educate yourself, you'll have everything you need to find the right path for you. Many of you are now the first in your family to graduate high school. That's fantastic. Your parents are beaming with pride. Every parent and guardian wants their child to have a better life than they had. You are proving today that is possible. Despite what the news and the headlines and what the social media might tell you, the future is bright. I know that it is bright because I know you. This class, the class of 2020, has already had a profound impact on your community. Your principals, teachers, and I were humbled by your altruism as you supported the people of the Bahamas who were devastated by Hurricane Dorian. You sent supplies, equipment, and money. You've cooked up and provided meals for the elderly over the holidays. You've created programs such as We Dine Together to ensure that no student sits alone in the cafeteria or courtyard during lunch. You sent a contingent of students to Tallahassee to lobby elected officials for additional support regarding mental health for students and staff, not out of concern for yourself, but out of concern for your peers. For these reasons and countless others, I know the future is bright. You are the sum of all of the great things that you have done, that you are doing, and that you will do. Walk with your head up and your shoulders back. Be proud of who you are and where you come from. Since becoming superintendent, I've looked forward to shaking the hand of every graduate who crosses the stage. That's about 14,000 hands each year. I regret that I won't be able to take part in that annual tradition. But please know that I look forward to the day when our paths cross and I congratulate you in person. No matter where your journey takes you after high school, and may that journey be extraordinary. My hope is that you will return to our community with your hard-won wisdom and play an instrumental role in our future growth. You will be welcomed with open arms. In Palm Beach County, we always leave the light on so you can find your way home. I want you to stay safe, stay healthy, and most of all, stay strong. You are the class of 2020.
It's my pleasure to congratulate the class of 2020. I'm Marcia Andrews, school board member, District 6. Today, you will reach a milestone as you graduate. We have been in challenging times, but you have met the challenge, class of 2020. You have reached milestones. You will graduate today. We are so very proud of you and all of your accomplishments. I want you to stay positive, stay focused, and reach for your dreams. Class of 2020, go forward and reach for the world.
Thank you, Superintendent Fenoy and Board Member Andrews, for your messages. It is now my privilege to introduce to you Royal Palm Beach Community High School's class of 2020 salutatorian, Jemanuel Teus. Jemanuel graduates with an HPA of 5.19 and a GPA of 3.77. Enrolled in Royal Palm Beach High School's International Baccalaureate program as an IB diploma candidate, Jemanuel is a member of the National Honor Society and the National Art Honor Society. As a talented musician playing both piano and percussion, he is the school's Pathfinder nominee for the musical instrument category. Jemanuel, who has volunteered his time working with youth in the community and his church, has earned nearly 600 community service hours. He is also a member of both the swimming and soccer teams. The son of Franz Teus and Charisman Albert Teus, Jemanuel plans to attend the University of Florida, where he will pursue a career in mechanical engineering. Please welcome Jemanuel Teus.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, and the class of 2020. Before I begin, let's give the class of 2020 a big round of applause for their accomplishment. It is heartbreaking that I'm unable to see and hear the applause for my peers today. This was supposed to be a day where we all rejoice in each other's presence. However, we must make light of this situation and stay strong. The majority of us were born around or after 9/11, and now we are fighting through the coronavirus. So whatever is thrown our way, we'll be able to get through it and come out on top. We are the class of 2020 for crying out loud, and nobody will be able to best us. You know, I just find it crazy sometimes when I realize that we've gone through 4 years of high school in a heartbeat. It just makes me scratch my head and ask myself, where did the time go? It feels like just yesterday we were getting a tour around campus, picking up our textbooks from the library, and taking our ID pictures in student services. Nonetheless, we must keep in mind that we wouldn't have been able to make it through these 4 years without the faculty and staff of Royal Palm Beach Community High School. I can't even find words to describe this influential community because none of the words in our vocabulary do them justice. So thank you so much for what you have done for us and will continue to do for our future scholars. Moreover, I cannot forget the people who have been here for me since day one, my parents. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't even be standing in front of you today. They made sure I was always learning something for as long as I can remember. I used to hate the summers because that's when my parents would buy me the Brain Quest workbooks and have me finish it before school came. I would have never thought that all that work would have paid off. My parents always told me, education is the key to success. And now I see the truth in that statement. I love you guys so much. As we progress towards our success, there's one thing we must keep in mind at all times. You cannot let anyone tell you that you can't do something that you're striving for. Like the late Kobe Bryant once said, the moment you give up is the moment you let someone else win. So don't let people's words and hatred get to you. Use their disapproval and doubt to fuel your drive towards triumph. You won't have time to entertain your fans because you will be focused on the betterment of yourself and your life. So keep that in mind, and congratulations to all of you.
Thank you, Jermanuel. At this time, it's my privilege to present to you our highest academic honor, Royal Palm Beach High School's Valedictorian. This year's Valedictorian is Gary Graham. Gary graduates with an HPA of 5.52 and a GPA of 3.96, making him the valedictorian with the highest HPA in the history of Royal Palm Beach High School. Gary's enrolled in Royal Palm Beach High School's International Baccalaureate Diploma Program. As a member of the Math Academic Games for 2 years, Gary plays in the top 15 students each year. He is a trained counselor at the Everglades Youth Conservatory Camp and has 413 hours of community service. The son of Darrell Graham and Tammy Graham, Gary plans to attend the University of Central Florida in the fall, where he will pursue a career in psychology. Gary's future plans include continuing to graduate school and fulfilling his dream of becoming a youth psychologist. Please welcome Gary Graham.
Thank you, Dr. Armas. Seniors of the graduating 2020 class of Royal Palm Beach High School, welcome to the graduation ceremony. It has been an incredible journey, not just for me, but all of us to get to where we are now, moving on in our lives to build ourselves into our own ideals and fulfill our greatest dreams. I feel incredibly honored to stand here in front of you all and give a speech that will most likely not be remembered tomorrow, even by myself. Jokes aside, it is truly incredible to be deemed the valedictorian, but that is not to say that many other accomplishments shouldn't be celebrated as well, such as my fellow classmate Jermanuel, who has been made salutatorian. All of us here today have put in so much hard work to get to where we are now, and you have helped guide yourselves in pursuit of a greater future. However, I and so many others wouldn't have gotten to where we are today without the school faculty and our teachers to guide us. Even if you didn't like one of your teachers too much, maybe they took your phone one too many times, please show them some gratitude for the work they put in so that you could have something to learn every day. Or if you had a problem to deal with, they would help you in any way they could. To me personally, my teachers are what helped me get to where I am now, and I don't have any way of thanking them more than I could now. The same goes for my parents, who put their trust in me to continue on the path I chose, no matter how difficult and challenging it might have been. Usually, it would be my job as valedictorian to try and set a challenge or goal for everyone, including myself, to try and achieve as we go on our future endeavors. However, if I've been taught anything by the current crisis at hand, it's that everyone here is strong enough to persevere through tough times and always will. As the class of 2020, we started at the turn of the century, when everything was changing. And now we finish our first stretch of our journey at the end of a decade, only to start the next part of our journey in the next decade. It may be sad that we cannot see each other face to face as we take our next big steps within our lives. But know that even when bound behind our screens at this event, know that your family, friends, and peers are proud of you, as you should be for them, as we break past the obstacles before us. Keep pushing forward and strive to be the best you, knowing that you will topple any challenge that appears before you. Thank you.
Class of 2020. I always like to start my speeches with some sort of music. In fact, the last few years, I've started commencement speeches with a rap song of some kind. But it looks like copyright laws prohibit me from playing a song tonight. And last year, I actually attempted to rap a song myself, but Jayliana Hunter told me that I wasn't very good and I shouldn't do that again. So then I thought, maybe I'll do some kind of TikTok thing. I mean, you all make it seem so simple, but even Jonathan Legister couldn't direct me into producing a good one. So graduates, while my spirit is truly willing, my talent, unfortunately, is truly lacking. Unlike so many of you who have the spirit and the talent to match, like Gabrielle McCrae playing the trumpet and Avion Oliver Brown singing, Asia Knight dancing, and Yawani Ramsey stepping, Carmen Noda sculpting, and Jasmine Vargas drawing, just to name a few of you. Now, before I go any further, graduates, let's talk for a second about that virus whose name I refuse to mention in this speech. All across the nation, graduating classes will hear all sorts of speeches telling everyone what a resilient spirit your class has demonstrated these last 2 months. And believe me, you have been resilient throughout this ordeal, and you have shown great spirit in so many ways these last 2 months. But let's face it, what choice did you have? I mean, we're in the middle of a worldwide pandemic, and we were all ordered to stay home. School was shut down, and worse than that, they closed the malls and the beaches. So yes, you've handled it well, but what's been thrown our way has left us all with very few choices. So I don't want to stand here tonight and talk exclusively about these last 2 months. I'd much rather talk about the previous 3 3/4 years of your high school days. I don't want to talk about the spirit that you've demonstrated these last 9 weeks. I want to talk about the spirit that you've shown from the time that you first walked the halls of Royal Palm Beach High School. You see, graduates, before March 13th, you were demonstrating exceptional spirit, not because you had to, but because it's who you are. Spirit that manifests itself in so many ways, like Dominic Grosso kicking field goals for cancer and Peyton Hart walking for her Autism Foundation. Chloe Calderon petitioning the Royal Palm Beach Village for an underage drinking resolution. Kenedra Bolden starting a Facebook drive that helps support over 600 seniors. And Anthony Benag making hundreds of 3D printed face shields and delivering them to healthcare workers. I see spirit when I see Christian Adams hitting a baseball, Dylan Baccaran hitting a golf ball, and Ketron Hadley hitting anyone on the football field. When I see Katie Gonzalez passing a volleyball and Susanna Clausen fielding a softball. And when I watch Deshaun Francis excel in 3 different sports. I've seen a winning spirit from you when I watched Jaden Manuel on the school board dais as the president of the county student councils, Olivia Sordelay be elected the vice president of the state student councils, Brianna Samuel be our CTE student of the year, and Jada Bellamy, our JROTC Cadet of the Year. Watching Isaiah Feliscar win in a debate tournament, and Jasmine Smith lead our JROTC Color Guard. And of course, we see winning when Royal Palm Beach High School has the 2020 Teacher of the Year in Mrs. Boyd and the 2020 Counselor of the Year in Mrs. Lanier. I see a spirit of perseverance when I count Bria Coppin's 1,700 community service hours, when I see Helen Hong earn the Esau Senior Student of the Year Award, and Blake Ferron earn Eagle Scout distinction. When I see Valentina Puerta and Solomon Masters be the most glowed-up superlatives, whatever that means. When I run into you at places of your work, like Latifa Pasco at the Home Depot and Bradley Hill at the Dunkin' Donuts. I see perseverance in Bailey O'Brien wanting to prove so badly that she deserves that senioritis superlative that she actually doesn't show up for the picture. And speaking of not showing up, I see perseverance in Miss Amato having to on a daily basis remind Amber Roebuck to please go to class. And ladies and gentlemen, there is profound perseverance and courage every day from Justin Carmona. I see a spirit of excellence when I watch Mason Chamberlain deliver an IB convocation speech, see the academic prowess of Gary Graham and Emmanuel Teus, watch Hanny Duramsey work as tech support, Patrick Brown working with special needs students, Joanna Perez working all those wrestling tournaments for Coach Moody, and Chelsea Gibbons just working. And it always makes my day when I see excellence personified in the Prado twins, Lisbeth and Lisette. Or is it Lisette and Lisbeth? I can never get it right. But in either case, they, along with Anthony Alson and Shade Gordon, graduate this evening, having already earned their AA degrees. Graduates, I see perpetual spirit in our staff. Ms. Erpi Jimenez leading our Latinos in Action, and Ms. Claudia Jimenez being the school's wellness champion. Ms. Greenland helping our students get through Edgenuity, and Ms. Wed helping our ESE students get through the day. Mr. Korn overseeing the technology, and Ms. Hopkins overseeing the finances. Mr. Cleland's excellence in English, and Ms. Diaz's excellence in Spanish. Ms. Nelson, who in her short tenure at Royal Palm Beach High School has proved herself to be a visionary, and Dr. Fuchs, who in her long tenure at Royal Palm Beach High School has proved herself to be an invaluable source of knowledge and information for the entire staff. Speaking of our teachers, while I, of course, would much rather be giving this speech with all of you sitting in front of me, there are some good things about us not all being together. If we were backstage, I'd be listening to Ms. Collar and start telling a story. Hear all the IB kids obnoxiously cheer for Dr. Youngberg when I mention his name. Watch Mr. Booth not selling candy in the staging area. Still listening to Ms. Collar tell her story. Watch Mr. Gullo try to convince you that gullonomics is actually a thing. Have Ms. Fabra looking to make sure that your hair is in a bun. And oh yeah, Ms. Colleran still telling that story. As for me, my spirit is one of gratitude, a gratitude for the many and varied interactions that I get to have with you. Like talking Miami Heat with Noah Mitchell and Golden State Warriors with Tyler Klinger. Having Sarah Windsor remind me that she's coming back to Royal Palm after college to be a teacher, and answering perfectly posed questions from Jessica Bellevue at the President's Circle and Brianna Strickland on email. And graduates, I cherish the routine greetings that I get to share with some of you. Like a respectful hello, Dr. Armas from Ethan Temperado, a handshake from Ian Finnegan, what's up from Ricardo Rozier, and a ¿qué tal from Jerry Monte Rivera. And then, well, then there's that special place in my heart for Grace Lanier and Paige Hauk, both of whom, since they were in elementary school, have been accompanying their mothers onto our campus, and who I've had the pleasure of watching grow up to be ambassadors of the highest order for Royal Palm Beach High School. Now, graduates, crazy as it may seem, you all began your lives not long after the terrorist attacks on 9/11. And now you'll begin your adult lives during our nation's most severe pandemic. How's that even possible? And how do you rise above that? Well, one thing that you can do is harness that same spirit that you've been cultivating these last 4 years at Royal Palm Beach High School and channel it into 3 different forms of spirit: a spirit of service, a spirit of courage, and a spirit of optimism. Orson Martin, founder of Success Magazine, says that unless generosity of spirit prevails among men, there can never be upon earth an ideal life. You see, graduates, this world will continue to throw things at you that will require strength of will to overcome. And the only way that we do overcome such hardships is to come together with each person having a servant's heart. Because as the Dalai Lama says, our prime purpose in life is to help others. And Albert Einstein adds that only life lived in service of others is worth living. We have many people on our campus that exhibit a spirit of service, none more, though, than Brandon Gilbert. Mr. Gilbert serves as his church's youth pastor, takes frequent missionary trips, delivers professional development for our faculty, and gives of himself on campus to help all students, whether it's leading our BLX young men or being the PA voice of our boys basketball team. And graduates, to face the challenges that rise up, you also have to have courage, a spirit of fearlessness to overcome the challenges that will come your way. Best-selling author Marianne Williamson says that there's a certain je ne sais quoi that Americans have in spades, a we-can-do-anything spirit that makes so many things possible for all of us. That we-can-do-anything spirit that she speaks of, graduates, is courage. I'm sure the theologian William Ellery Channing would agree, because he believed that difficulties are meant to rouse, not discourage, and that the human spirit will grow strong by conflict. So graduates, as you face more challenges in your life, remember to have a spirit of courage, because as Florence Nightingale said, how very little can be accomplished under the spirit of fear. And no one on the campus of Royal Palm Beach High School exhibits courage on a daily basis more than Lori Cotton. Mrs. Cotton, who for years has battled the kidney ailment that requires dialysis twice a week, has managed to still be the IB coordinator and lead all things IB at Royal Palm Beach High School, teach a college-level course here on our campus, and be an adjunct professor at Palm Beach State College, teaching night classes for them. And she does all that while remembering everyone's birthday and still figuring out a way to make an occasional weekend trip to Boston to watch her beloved Red Sox. And finally, graduates, no matter what you've had to deal with so far, no matter the challenges that await you in the future, you must have a spirit of optimism. Noam Chomsky says that optimism is a strategy for making a better future, because unless you believe that the future can be better, you're unlikely to step up and take responsibility for making it so. And we need you to take on the responsibility of making things better, to take on the responsibility of furthering our nation's ideals. Helen Keller would remind us that no pessimist ever discovered the secret of the stars, or sailed to an uncharted land, or opened a new doorway for the human spirit. To conquer the future, graduates, you have to know that you can. And that comes with what Wayne Dwyer says as a feeling of optimism, a thought that says things will improve. It won't always be bleak. There's a way to rise above the present circumstances. There are many optimistic people on our campus, but I can't think of anyone more optimistic than Sandy Zerbukin. Whether it's encouraging our ESOL students, motivating our struggling readers, attending our school sporting events, or being the unofficial photographer at all things Royal Palm Beach, Ms. Zerbukin is a constant cheerleader for our school, and no one has a more can-do attitude than she does. So graduates, I encourage you to summon the spirit, harness it, and then let it manifest itself as service, courage, and optimism. And when you do, years from now, you'll look back and know that your success has been forged by the magnitude of your challenges. Good luck. Superintendent Fenoy, I hereby declare that all students whose names are about to be called have met state requirements to participate in this graduation ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Royal Palm Beach Community High School class of 2020.
Gary Graham, Valedictorian. Jemanuel Teus, Salutatorian. Bria Coppin, Senior Class President. Jonathan Legister, Student Body President. Grace Lanier, Principal's Award recipient. Chloe Calderon, Royal Palm Beach High School Gonfalonier. Austin Issa, HVAC Gonfalonier. Susanna Klassen, Global Business Academy Gonfalonier. Chelsea Gibbons, Medical Sciences Academy's Gonfalonier. Anthony Benag, STEM Academy Gonfalonier. Genesis Alvarez, Avid Gonfalonier. Jada Bellamy, NJROTC Gonfalonier. Kenneth Tong, International Baccalaureate Gonfalonier. Carloon Benedict, Ace Gonfalonier, Senior Class Treasurer. Brianna Samuel, Senior Class Vice President. Leilani Rivera, Senior Class Secretary. Kayla Bruno, Senior Class Representative. Gabrielle Garcia, Senior Class Representative. LaTroy Aboit. Jeff Ace. Christian Adams. Josiah Adams. Anthony Alson. Marclene Aldejust. Montserrat Aldaz. Victoria Aleman. Zakaya Allen. Alexis Allison. Alexandra Alonso. Deliana Alvarez. Saralise Ambrose. Cedarius Anderson. Kaylee and Sonia. Canelis Antuna Soto. Angelina Anzulis. Anthony Arias, Kenneth Arias, Cristabel Arias, Andrea Danielle Monet Atkins, Richie Augustine, Gabriella Babb, Tyler Bayless, Ronaldo Bailey, Taj Bailey, Dylan Baccaran, Richmond Baptiste, Nicholas Barheit, Emily Barreto, Isaac Batista, Matthew Becerra, Edgar Belizaire, Jessica Bellevue, Israel Benitez, Mark Barrios, Dylan Bikram, Jacob Bird, Cody Bermelin, Raven Black, Toyette Blake, Anidra Bolden, Isaiah Bonanno, Sarah Bonani, Taurus Booker, Manuela Botero Perez, Claudia Bauscher, Aaliyah Bozeman, Gabriel Brochet, Eden Bram, Cameron Bridgelall, Aaliyah Brinson, Amy Broadhurst, Kira Brown, Madison Brown, Patrick Anthony Brown Jr., Giovanni Bryan, Tiana Bryant, Kelly Francis Burgos, Jaden Butler, Gabriela Caballero, Matthew Calisi, Anthony Camejo, Simone Anne Marie Campbell, Brianna Canales, Austin Canchone, Fat Cow, Justin Carmona, Brianna Kaysen, Elacia Castillo, Joshua Caudill, Jeffleen Cavillas, Stephanie Cedeño, Cicely Serda, Mason Chamberlain, Edwise Jr. Charles, Wasnaika Charles, Christian Sharonfont, Christine Sharonfont, Samantha Rose Sherilis, Chance Christian, Ainer Cifuentes, Denzel Clark, Michael Cacchetti, Michael Conliff, Jose Correa, Darius Cowart, David Cowart, Marcia Cowart, Derek Cruikshank, Franklin Cruz, Araceli Cruz, Enrique Quacqua Rodriguez, Dante DeWare Colmer, Samantha DeJay, Christopher Tavares Dean Jr., Chiara DeCastro, Zakia Del Vasquez, Rochelle Dennis, Aaliyah Dent, Retavion Dent, Vincent de Rosier, Hanny de Ramsey, Isabella de Stefano, Idrisia Gel, Angel Diaz, Kiana Diaz, Christy Dieudonné, Angie Deliska, Stephen Ducanti, Anthony Dorantes, Dylan Ducram, Chandrea Dudley, Shania Dwyer, Michaela Eames, Jashawn Edwards, Arlen Elias, Alex Eligio, Alfredi Eligio, Bianca Ellis, Jaslyn Ellis, Shamaria Ellis, Maite Escalante Garcia, Griselda Escamilla, Evan Essler, Jillian Estevez, Isaac Etienne, Rajan Facey, Vaughn Facey, Blake Fearon, Terrence Frederick, Isaiah Feliscar, David Felix, Astrid Fernandez, Edward Fernandez, Melanie Ferran, Ian Finnegan, Jabez Fleury, Jodani Flores, Moises Alexander Flores, Elson Flores Cardona, Jaquan Foreman, Deshaun Francis, Kristen Frank, James Freckleton, Leonor Freide, Mia Frazzini, Aidan Fife, Caden Gallery, Caleb Garcia, Jacob Garcia, Nomad Alexander Garcia, Chris Garcia Lopez, Tyler Gary, Gregory Georges, Avrian Gilbert, Haley Gillespie, Hunter Gillum, Sidney Globrecht, Zaya Godfrey, Madelon Godoy, Kyle Gimple, Pedro Gomez Lucas, Edouard Gonzalez, Katie Gonzalez, Natalie Gonzalez, Noah Gonzalez, Cynthia Gonzalez Samudio, John Gordon, Shade Gordon, Leonette Gorin, Montanique Graham, Benaya Grant, Sanai Grant, Shaheem Green, Kobe R. Grimsley, Dominic Grasso, Elder Guadalupe, Jose Guerra, Eugenio Guerrero Rosales, Bradley Giu, Mahalia Garand, Jerry Gutierrez, Justin Gutierrez, Donald Haas, Ketron Hadley, John Hall, Torrance Hardin, Ephraim Harrell III, Cameron Harris, Peyton Olivia Hart, Jordi Said Hernandez Quiroz, Kellyanne Hewitt, Ryan Hidalgo, Bradley Hill, Justin Hoffman, Tyrese Holmes, Helen Hung, Avery Hopkins, Paige Houck, Naya Howard, Shania Rochelle Hughes, Jaliana Hunter, James Hunter, Ana Luisa Vieira Houston, Jonathan Jackson, Rocky Jackson, Isaac Jean-Jacques, Aristobel Jean Lewis, Zendel Jean Lewis, Jason Jerez, Malachi Jimenez, Isaria Johnson, Laney Johnson, Michael Johnson Jr., Jayla Angel Jones, Nyoka Jones, Roshan Jose, Carol Hoya, Eve Samuel Jules, Aquale Kerr, Cody Kolstad, Tyler Klinger, Asia Knight, Obed Layanes, Pablo Lumbar, Irene Lamenka Acosta, Jason Lauder, Jorge Nelson Laureano, Caitlin Laureano, David Lee, Kelly Lodger, Cruz Maria Leyva, Bianca Lermuth, Daniel Leslie, Zanaya Lewis, Akimi Lightborn, Matthew Lim, Lindsay Lempreville, Jatniel Llerena, Brian Lopez, Damian Lopez, Kelvin Lopez, Noe Lopez, Larry Lopez, Kevin Laura, Maria Laura Vasquez, Zuri Lewis, Rude Luis Jean, Vanessa Gabrielle Lewis June, Bedell Lewis June, Naeja Lucas, Silda Lucas, Latrell Lucci, George Lupo, Shanita Lyman, David Macaluso, Sarah McDowell, Jovan Madeira, Jerry Maitre, Tyler Malcolm, John Mancinelli, Kimberly Manichkan, Jaden Manuel, Narmina Marchman, Rando Marcus, David Marcus, Brianna Mariano, Christopher Marrero, Nicholas Marshall, Eduardo Martinez, Larry Martinez, Naya Martinez, Alondra Marzan, Michael Massis, Alianne Mason, Solomon Masters, Gabrielle McCrae, Wally Stefan McCaskill, Jessica McCullum, Amelia McCoy, Adrienne McCrae, Alberto Medina, America Mendoza, Moises Mesa, Alicia Michelle, Shanice Milford, Daisha Miller, Angelina Miranda, Noah Mitchell, Zachary Moak, Amro Mohammed, Amaya Molina, Ariela Molinari, Maylin Mondello, Alexander Mondragon, Genesis Montalvo, Yeri Lucas Monte Rivera, Jordan Montegudo, Idolina Morales, Carlos Morales Vasquez, Nada Morales, Stephanie Morel, Trajan Moreland, Tajay Morgan, Samaya Morris, David Magavero, Joel Myers, Serena Narcisse, Christopher Neely, Quinton Nelson, Gonzalo Nieto, Carmen Alicia Noda, Deasia Northern, Caitlin Navertney Nuror, Bailey O'Brien, Miguel Ocasio, Gustavo Ojeda, Alan Charo Olibrice, John Oliver, Deavion Oliver Brown, Iverson Ovale Brito, Jalen Owen, Jordi Pacheco, Maria Guadalupe Pacheco Resendiz, Jennifer Palma, Catherine Parra, Simone Parson, Latifa Pasco, Cameron Paul, Harvey Pazmino, Amber Pena, Manuel Penton, Valentina Peñuela Gonzalez, Adrian Peraza, Brian Perez, Brianna Perez, Carol Perez, Joanna Perez, Joshua Perez, Giovanni Perez. Adrian Perez Garcia. Nicholas Peters. Andy Petit Home. Basti Phipps. David Pierre. Lucas Pierre. Netanya Pierre. Tavius Pierre Val. Marie Pimentel. Russell Pimentel. Francis Pinkney. Jonathan Pizarro Negron. Steve Ponce. Piotr Ray Powers. Damian Ponal. Lisbeth Prado. Lisette Prado. Janaya Pryor. Valentina Puerta Espinosa. Hafez Rahmani. Eridelma Ramirez. Fabian Ramirez. Oscar Ramirez. Alexis Ramos. Dylan Ramos. Andrea Ramos Resendez. Yuwani Ramsey. Sophia Raymond. Hiru Reese Smith. Deborah Ramirez. Jesus Resendiz. Valen Rexepi. Matthew Richard. Isabel Rios. Manuela Rios Restrepo. Ariana Lee Rivera. Brianna Rivera. Carla Rivera Lopez. Nicole Rizzo. Corey Robinson. Giovanni Rodas Domingo. Marian Rodriguez Padrón. Roberto Rodriguez. Roger Rodriguez. Juliet Rodriguez Pupo. Gianfranco Rojas. Julio Rojas. Justin Rollins. Kevin Romero. Mario Roney. Gerson Rosales. Kayleen Rosales. Terrence Roseme. Ricardo Rozier. Christy Rosket. Andres Rovira. Franco Ruiz. Dekaya Rump. Roberto Saavedra. Rosny St. Fleur. Ileana Salgado. Tori Salter. Olivia Samuels. Carlos Sanchez Castro. Leticia Sandoval. Eugene Santa. Adrian Santiago. Pate Santiago. Victor Santiago. Talia Sarmiento. Aaron Satar. Justin Sedler. Alondra Serrano. Heather Shikowitz. Elijah Shim. Alexander Silberberg. Summer Simmons. Shadika Small. Victavian Smith. Yasmin Smith. Olivia Sordelay. Olivia Soto, Joseph Stone II, Samuel Street, Brianna Strickland, Christian Strickland, J.C. Suriel, Danquan J. Tarver, Ethan Temperado, Roy Tenney, Shelby Thomas, Honori Thompson, Amber Thorpe, Carly Tillman, Megan Toner, Leilani Torres, Tim Tran, Mariela Trejo, Kimberlyn Tremols, Kavaris Tripp, Mariah Tripp, Angeline Tucker, Amber Tolucci, Kara Tunks, Shanika Ulisse, Corelis Umenzor Bonilla, Orlando Urbina Nunez, Mateo Uribe, Verónica Valdes Álvarez, Víctor Valdes Álvarez, Cameron Valley, Catalina Valls Dominguez, Benid Vanel, Jasmine Vargas Coyol, Joshua Vasquez, Melkin Vasquez Ramirez, Marco Vasquez, Roberto Vasquez, Emil Vega Rosado, Esaú Velázquez, Gabriel Velasquez, Janet Velasquez, Adrian Vereen, Jaquavius Vereen, Alex Vicente, Lorenzo Vicuña, Wanzi Walker, Darian Wallace, Athena Weens, Chelsea Welch, Brittany Wells, Brooke Wells, Asia Whitehall, Erica R. Williams, Jordan Williams, Shay Williams, Tamoris Williams, Aaliyah Wilson, Shamar Wilson, Sarah Windsor, Jansen Wolf, Akeem Woodley, La Sierra Wright, Akira Wright, Justin Wolf, Juan Yancey, Deansha Young.
It is now my privilege to introduce to you Royal Palm Beach Community High School's class of 2020 senior class president, Bria Coppin. Bria graduates with an HPA of 4.85 and a GPA of 3.57. Enrolled in Royal Palm Beach High School's International Baccalaureate program as an IB diploma candidate, Bria is the president of the Spanish National Honor Society, recording secretary of the National Honor Society, and a spokesperson for the Ladies of Futurity. In addition to her time in school, Bria has a passion for helping others in the community, as evidenced by her over 1,700 community service hours. The daughter of Kevin and Lydia Coppin, Bria plans to attend Spelman College, where she will pursue a degree in psychology in her pre-law track. Please welcome Bria Coppin.
Hello, classmates. Although we are all in separate locations, let's come together one last time for the turning of the tassels. So please, stand with me. Royal Palm Beach High School, class of 2020, please turn your tassels from the right to the left. Congratulations, graduates, we made it!
Hello, class of 2020. My name is Jonathan Legister, your student body president. While our year did not end the way we all imagined, we still have so much to be proud of. We will forever be remembered as a class that got through it and the best to ever do it. Here's a short video and recollection of our senior year.
As your feeder school principals,
We knew you could do it.
Because you are resilient.
You are dedicated.
You are optimistic.
You are critical thinkers.
You are knowledgeable.
You have grit.
And most of all, you have the spirit that it takes. Woohoo!
We love.
Love.
Love. Love. Love.
Love you.
Class of 2020, go out and walk with the dreamers, the believers, the courageous, the cheerful, the planners, the doers, the successful people with their heads in the clouds and their feet on the ground. Let their spirit ignite a fire within you to leave this world better than when you found it.